Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone at home. Listening, watching, waiting in anticipation for your favorite almost weekly podcast here on Quit Stalling. GameByte. Hi, I'm Herald, welcoming you to the Quit Stalling Media Studios, right into your ears, straight into your eye holes. And it's going to be a great week today. It's going to be a great day today. Great week in general, because Cyberpunk's launching, and the Game Awards are happening. And you know what else is happening? You know who else is happening? A bunch of my co-hosts. Let's start off with a man who likes to sell paella, can't wait to shed some weight, and digs in when he feels like it. It's Insta DZ himself. How you doing, Diego Z?
I'm doing great, and man, every time I see the main screen, I just realize how horrible this webcam is. When you zoom in, it becomes so blurry and like grimy and gunky. When it's a nice field of view, it's nice and big, 1080p, only 600 pesos. But then when you zoom that thing in, it's garbage. So one day I am going to get the Logitech
Brio?
2,000 peso. This is the nice one, just to say the nice webcam.
The Brio?
Probably. Anyway, when I can afford it. But anyway, I'm glad to be back. I haven't been on the show for about 2 weeks, I think. I did do the Stone Cold Steve Austin entrance the other day.
Yeah, at the very end of last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've done that like twice. I've interrupted the Geekcast like last year, I think.
No, earlier, a couple months ago, you came on and we talked about a couple of things.
Oh yeah, but that one I asked for permission. There was one I just literally I jumped in your Discord call. I jumped in the other Discord call without permission. Woo! Okay, but of course, yes. Enough about me.
Nuts.
It's so nice to be back on the show, but I'm gonna pass it off to the other guy who's kind of. It may look a bit gloomy, but as the sun rises in the other side of the world, he will look much brighter. And maybe once he gets the coffee induced in his blood, in his veins, he'll feel so much better. Elder Jin, how you doing, buddy?
Your English is good.
Yeah, I gotta inject that coffee right into my veins. Hi guys, how's it going? Yeah, I am tired as hell, folks. Stayed up all night and had only a few hours of sleep, but otherwise I'm here and I'm excited to be here because our show is gonna be awesome today, and I can't wait to talk about the stuff we're gonna be talking about. So yeah, I'm just not gonna waste your time here. I'm just gonna go move on ahead to the guy who's also just jumped onto the Magic bandwagon playing Commander and the like, and maybe some rogues on the side if he feels like playing Standard. The Furybot. How's it going, my guy?
Hey, my name is Furybot, and my commander is Talrun Sky Summoner. Back to you,
Oh,
Harold.
I love that card. I love that card.
Hey, for a while I thought you did the Korean heart.
I know, it kind of looks like it, right? Talrun is amazing, though. So really, hey guys, by the way. So yeah, hey everybody. Hey Harold. Hey, it's everybody. Everybody's here. Everybody's excited. We talked about this last week. I'm so excited.
Miss you guys.
TGA, baby. TGA season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about the Game Award nominees today because the show itself is happening in about 2 to 3 days. Time zone has got us all confused. Hopefully LJ can shed some light on that later on. But we also have the dawn of Cyberpunk 2077, months in the waiting, actually years in the waiting. And it's finally upon us. Cyberpunk is currently being streamed. Don't change the channel yet. Cyberpunk is currently being streamed by other content creators on Twitch right now. Don't change it, please. Just wait a couple more minutes. And it's an exciting time. You could preload the game right now as of this moment of recording on Steam. So while you're doing that, just listen to us and just relax. And then, don't spoil yourself. Don't go to XQC's. No, he's not streaming right now. He got debated. Don't go to Don't go to Sasha Gray's channel. All right, don't go to her channel and watch her play Cyberpunk. Don't spoil yourself. All right, just stay here and then enjoy the game. Enjoy the game when you get to play it. Guys, it's Wednesday night, as it always usually is here on GameByte. We start the show off the same way every time, and we ask everyone at home, yes, you, the listeners, the viewers at home, what have you been playing? Let us know in the chat. If you're listening to the podcast while you're working out, tweet us or maybe message us in the Discord. Let us know. What have you been playing message us in the hashtag GameByte Discord channel, or just hashtag GameByte and say, I've been playing World of Warcraft, something like that. Just don't bury the lead. Let us know. Let us know right away. All right. While we figure out what the chat is playing, yes, she does have a channel, guys. While we figure out what the chat has been playing, they let us know after they freak out a little bit. She plays games on that channel, guys. I'm gonna ask my co-hosts what they've been playing, and I'll save you for last, sir. you actually gave footage, so I'm excited to have that.
Okay,
I'm excited to have an AV lock. Let's start with Elgene, buddy. All right. You and I have gone through a couple of adventures together recently, but I'm curious to find out what you've been playing overall. Let us know.
Overall, I mean, honestly, majority of my time recently has been, dedicated to World of Warcraft, and
Azeroth, baby.
It's funny because I'm actually kind of tired of saying that over and over again on the show. Because I just feel like a broken record at this rate.
Imagine saying you've been playing Hearthstone for the past 3 years.
Hey man, I know that feel.
Right.
Like between this, Mech Warrior, and Magic Arena, those are basically my big 3 games right now. But what I have been playing on the side, just to kind of, scratch that variety itch, if you will. I fired up my Amazon games and basically just to see what kinds of games I've accumulated over time through Amazon Prime, and there were a lot. I mean, there's a lot of games on my list, and I've installed probably 6 or 7 of them and only enjoyed like 2 out of the 7, because a lot of them are free for a reason. They're not that great. All right, so, but the 2 that I did end up picking up, the 2 that I ended up enjoying, are a small indie shooter called Project Warlock. You basically play it a lot like Doom, like old school Doom, where you run around corridors, pick up weapons, shoot demons as you go along, and you're playing this wizard dude, right, who can cast magic, and there's a bit of an RPG element there, but it's basically Doom, except your guy's not the Doomslayer. He's some wizard who's out to cleanse the world of evil, and it's a pretty dope game. I like it quite a bit. The other game that I ended up liking, and I really don't know why I ended up liking it. Well, maybe because of the aesthetic. Oh, hi Bruce, come on up here. This is a game called Ironcast. It's think of it as, it's basically Bejeweled, where you have to match like a bunch of things together. But then on the sides there are 2 robots, like steampunk robots, just shooting at each other, and like you have to while you have to match those jewels and stuff. You use those matches to get resources to fight the 2 robots, and basically the objective is to get your robot to shoot the other guy and destroy the other robot. And it's
sorry, Elgene, what's the name of the game?
Ironcast.
Iron, like steel, iron, metal.
Yes.
And then it's on Amazon
Iron.
Games.
Oh, I don't know if you can get it for free, but you can find Ironcast on like Steam, on on Epic Games. Like it's a very commonplace game. So yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm trying to search for it on YouTube to pull up some gameplay, and I'm finding cooking videos about cast iron, man.
Cast iron.
Yeah.
Iron.
It's all one word, man. It's here. Let me type it up. All right. Actually, I can look for footage for you while you're.
Okay.
While we move on to the next person, which would probably Mick. What have you been playing, man?
So, I've, while Herald and Diego. Oh, Herald.
Mick, you're a little too far from your mic again.
Sorry. While Herald and Elgene are enjoying their Azeroth times together, I went back to Eorzea because it's patch 5.4. And you know what that means? A new raid tier, new crafted gears, new MSQ, new dungeon, new trials, new side stories. And I think the most exciting part about this whole thing is that they just updated ocean fishing, which is probably one of the most interesting things in the game for me. I still have yet to try it because I haven't gotten my friends to try it out. But yeah. Okay, so just to set it up for you guys, ocean fishing is a mode where it's 24 people on a boat, and you all fish together, trying to fish some shiny fishes and gathering points. And if you work together as a team, you get this thing. I forget what you call it, but then basically everything turns into a rainbow, and then everything's like all shiny and stuff. And then you get it's like double rate for points and for fish. So yeah, we work together as a team, as a 24-man raid to sail the seas of, La Nausea and just get some really nice fish. So that's very exciting for me because they're adjusting it. So I think about an expansion old content, or maybe like a few months old. So they're adding new things because they want to keep it fresh, which I appreciate, because fishing in Final Fantasy games are something that I really look forward to. It's actually one of the reasons why I didn't finish Final Fantasy 15, because I was busy fishing. Yes, there it is. Yeah.
Oh man, what happened? Oh,
it's a lot of fun. So that's basically when you grab a big fish, that's what happens. So you get the rate at which the fish gets caught increases, and the points go up in prep. So I'm gonna look forward to that. Maybe next week or in 2 weeks we might be able to do that, because my guildmates are really busy trying to gear up themselves. Farming out the materials for the grafted gears. They're farming out. They're trying to unlock all the raids. They're trying to unlock the newest dungeon. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Water Gel just said Mick is not explaining it correctly. Oh my god. But then yeah. Aside from that, Grand Blue is also there. I finally got to do the new crossover event, which is Kimetsu no Yaiba. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah. So I have Tanjiro.
The anime about breathing properly, to slice harder.
Hey man, it's just yoga. All right.
Yeah. Dude, that anime is a JoJo reference, because breathing
it's form over strength, man. It's form over strength. Always remember that. Precision beats power, timing beats speed. That's what Conor McGregor said once. Yeah,
that's true.
Right now they have this thing called a Skyfarer special. So they basically reward people, new players of the game, because it's a very old game, Grand Blue, I mean. So they're giving them bonus points, they're giving them free loots and everything and whatnot.
Okay.
So it's a nice time. So I haven't been.
You've been on the grind,
to play
Nick.
some Genshin. I feel bad. I can't play Genshin right now, and I did get Tartaglia, which is child in the game. So
okay.
Maybe I'll jump into that next week. So, but aside from that, those are really like my top 2 games as of the moment. So I should probably pass it on to my boy Harold. What have you been playing?
Oh.
Bait and switch.
Oh, come on, Harold. Even I saw that coming.
Wow.
Remember, we want to save Harold.
I just feel bad for DZ.
We want to save Diego for last because he has the footage, right? So we should go for Harold first, right?
I was like, okay, we're cutting to DZ, his boy.
Water Challenge has like, got him.
Oh man. All right. So, I don't have footage of this because I wasn't really at my rig. I was a little mobile this week, but I've also been playing World of Warcraft. I've
nice.
Actually, I have footage of us, Elgin. Recent footage of... Nope, that's not it. Where is that? I have recent footage of us playing a little WoW.
Yeah.
What is that? No, that's not it. Is this it? No, that's not it either. Oh, I've been playing World of Warcraft. Is pretty much it, and it's been pretty fun. I've been delving into the Shadowlands, and I've been enjoying myself way more than I thought I would. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes, and none more so than the new roguelike mode / area. It's called Torghast, and imagine a roguelike, but in WoW. So you zone in, and
interesting.
It's sort of randomly generated content, and it changes every time. It's like right now it's capped at like 3 difficulties, but eventually they're gonna make it so that it's endless and you can keep going and going and going. And the cool thing is, it's not like in true roguelike fashion. They randomize like things like ability upgrades so that every run feels different. So I had this one ability that really changed how I played, where I pretty much just one-shot something, and if I kill something with that one-shot ability within 20 seconds, which I do because I one-shot it, the cooldown resets. So I kind of just like zoom through the dungeon and one-shot things because it's a charge. So it takes me from point A to point B in an instant, and it kills the thing I'm targeting. And since the cooldown resets, I just keep doing it, and I do it in record time.
Wow.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this new roguelike mode, Torghast, and yeah, that's pretty much been my main draw aside from the story that they kind of release weekly in this current expansion. So yeah, I've enjoyed myself. That's all I've had time to play was World of Warcraft, because it takes up a lot of time, as Elgene now knows, or has refound out.
True, so true.
Yeah, and we played a little bit with Francis as well. So it's been super. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, and Francis giving Elgene a little bit of stick there, because Elgene, puller of mobs, breaker of aggro, first of his name,
Breaker of aggro.
Breaker of aggro.
I mean, the tank just wasn't doing the job. That's all the tank's fault. You know what I mean? Like.
So I love it because we're walking through these dungeons, right? And Elgene, aside from me, Elgene's like the most seasoned person in our group. And the most seasoned person happens to walk in a group of mobs quite regularly and pulls them. And thankfully we're very prepared. We have a very well-equipped group to handle any damage that is unforeseen. But it's hilarious. It's just funny when it happens. Elgene, we love you. We love playing.
I know. I just have really bad tank habits, even though I am playing a DPS character. So
you just walk forward. Yeah, I get that. I really get that.
I'm just so impatient. I'm like, okay, let me just get in there real quick.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, dude. And from time to time, it's just something that you have to kind of be more conscious about when you're playing a DPS. But at the same time, when you're with friends, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Besides, on that one dungeon they were referencing, Herald was playing his level 60 character, and we were all on a level 50 dungeon. So it's like,
one-shotting
things. Like
overkill.
So yeah, he was carrying us through that dungeon anyways. So.
It was fun. Well, speaking of fun, DZ, I know you've been having a lot of fun. But before we get to you, before we finish things off, I know that you guys have been checking out chat, and they've been letting us know what they've been playing. So, DZ, could you kindly do the honors, or anyone else?
I got this.
Tweet out the chat.
I got it. So yeah, as chat says, yes, Sherzo Animato in chat says I've currently restarted playing Mutant Year Zero and Shinnes. I don't think I've heard about those. Have you guys heard about those? Mutant Year Zero and am I reading that right? Shinnes? Shiness. Shinnes. Oh,
I think it's Shinnes.
Shinnes.
Yeah.
Shinnes. Sounds like something you flourish with.
Yeah.
Shinnes.
Shinnes.
Ha!
He's also
Not
been wanting to
to
play.
confuse Shinnes.
He's also been wanting to play the new FF14, new MSQ.
Yeah.
MSQ.
Yeah.
What?
MSQ is
Main
a
story
main
quest.
story quest.
Oh, main story. quest.
Yeah.
It's a quest line. It's basically like how WoW releases story quests every week. We just get ours in one bulk per patch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We
I
can
like
just
how you say
power through it.
we.
Yeah.
So it's exclusive.
We, the denizens of
And by we, I
Elosia.
mean me and Elgene as well. Even if he's not
Eosia.
subbed.
But of course, like he'd want to do that now, but he says he wants to listen to GameByte as well. So thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do your daily quests while you're listening to us. Fine.
Well, reset is 11, so by the time we're finished, he probably will start doing his dailies.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Francis has
What
also been
else
playing
is-
WoW. It's like
Oh.
by this. He's been playing this game called WoW from a small indie company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I've heard of it. They're pretty old, you know. I'm surprised.
Blizzard Entertainment.
Yes.
Blizzard. I've never heard of them, honestly.
Blizzardo.
Okay,
but yeah, I don't think anyone else in chat said anything. What if you guys just came in later, might have hopped in late? Let us know in chat. What have you been playing this week or in the past couple of weeks or fairly recently? Or if you guys are
let us know, guys.
Downloading Cyberpunk right now by any chance.
I think some people have made their way over to Sasha Gray's Cyberpunk stream, so I think that's why they kind of took a pause for a bit.
Is it for real?
Come back to us when you're done. It's all good.
Oh, she does.
Maybe in like a minute or 30 seconds.
Yep. She's live now.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, DZ, I know you're surprised that former model and actress Sasha Grey is currently streaming on Twitch, but you have been streaming on Twitch and other platforms as well recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I have been.
Look at that
so
face.
my past like 2-3 weeks have been streaming with Newfishel and Bowser on Facebook and Bowser on Twitch. So basically, with Bowser.
Bowser.
So, this game we're seeing here is Labyrinthine. We've been playing a lot of horror games, multiplayer horror games lately, and one of them is Labyrinthine. That's what you're seeing now. This is a horror game by an indie company called where is that? I have it. Valco Game Studios, which is actually pretty good. It's still early access, and we have this thing called rotating funds on Steam. Okay, we have like 500 pesos worth of funds, and if we all buy the same game, we all play it together, and if we don't like it, we refund it. And we just do it for several games. We have a rotating bank of money. But this game surprised us. It's a puzzle game more than a horror game, because after you get through the first 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes of all the scares and all the not even the monster itself scared me. It was a cardboard ghost that scared me. Once you get past that, the game starts to become a puzzle, and the team and you with your friends have to work together to progress. And I guess for me, that's what made the game interesting for us. We'd actually have to think. The scares weren't the pull; it was the game, the concept of the game, the gameplay itself, which was fun. And now we didn't refund it, and we didn't refund it because for a while we were kind of embarrassed, because as we were playing, the dev hopped into our stream, an official stream.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Exactly when we were talking about, all right, guys, are we gonna refund this game? That's when he came in the stream.
He knew, man. He knew. He was like, "Oh, these guys are gonna refund, so I gotta hop in and make sure I keep my paycheck for the month."
Yeah, right.
This one this is the other one I'm playing. It's called Pacify. This one we refunded because it's also early access, I think. It's a game where you have to go through this house, find a bunch of dolls, and hopefully that girl in the white dress doesn't catch you and turn you into a doll.
I love her movement, by the way. Hold on, let's go back to that.
Wait, can we watch it with the audio? Because it gets ridiculous, guys. Herald chat has to hear this.
When she bursts out, I just hear "Hey Yow" by Outkast. It's just like, my baby don't mess around because she knows I love her. No function.
Man.
Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together.
I don't want to get DMCA'd. Don't stop singing.
Yeah. But like, okay, that if it's possible, Harold, awesome. Chad has to hear that bit.
Okay. Let me try and set it up.
Yeah, while you're setting it, I just want to say, if you guys want to see the full video of what transpired, go over to the Facebook page of Newfishel. I think Newfishel is in chat. Newfishel_ is in chat. So go to his Twitch page, check out his Facebook page as well, and you'll see the full saga of that ordeal him and I had to go through. Well, I was the one screaming like a girl. He was the one taking it like a man. I couldn't handle it.
DZ, we don't use sexist terms here, DZ. All right, men can scream too. All right. Screaming like a girl is actually a point of pride.
How men will scream.
Okay. How men scream. DZ has the perfect example. I'll try and.
Let's try and top
it. Why does it sound like a vocal exercise?
Oh, sorry, it's on his YouTube channel. It's on Newofficial's YouTube channel. That's
Okay.
the whole gameplay.
You want to plug Newofficial? You want to plug your YouTube real quick? You want to plug it in the chat?
Yeah, just plug
it in the chat.
Look at the chat. Everyone
chat.
can see that whole thing because it's so funny.
Right.
We
Let's see if we can hear the audio because I'm not
Alright,
sure. Let's see it.
Okay. I
Is it
can't.
audio?
Hear it. I can't hear it.
It was
But,
supposed- Oh dang!
but chat can hear it, right?
I don't know. I think it's not working. No.
Please
I
tell
think-
me they can. Oh man.
Yeah, I think
If
it's
not-
not working.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
We'll
I mean,
link it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll
we'll
link
link it
the
in the
clip in
chat.
chat. I'll link the clip in
I think I
chat.
can hear it. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I swear to God, if you play the second clip, Harold, there's literally a part where I couldn't handle the fear that was going through my body. That
Oh,
I
dang.
literally, if you want to play the second, I was ducking and I was literally covering my face. Like I can't. I left the room.
Oh man. So okay, so I can see why you were afraid. DZ, why did you refund it if you had so much fun?
No, I didn't really have. Well,
Wow.
there.
You thought he had fun?
Short
Right
answer.
here.
Good idea.
I
Good
had
answer.
quite the experience, but I wouldn't say I had fun.
Okay.
Fun for
Okay.
a while, yeah. But yeah, I linked in chat the full video of Newofficial's YouTube chat. I linked Newofficial's YouTube page on chat, so you guys can see
Okay,
the.
excellent.
But yeah, see there. Look where I'm doing. I'm cowering in fear.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. There it is. Oh my god.
I was
Oh my
that
God.
scared. I panicked. Like I was breaking into a cold sweat, man. Like my chest was leaking out sweat, like cold sweat. I couldn't say. I swear to God.
So did you not go to the bathroom for a couple of days after that?
Oh no, it's fine. But no, I went to the bathroom. It's okay.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad
Yeah.
you were able to clear that up.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
All right,
telling
so
us.
let's breeze through this real quick. I have 2 more games that I played. I just want to say it.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course-
we're running low on time.
yeah. Okay, I played Deep Rock
Oh.
Galactic, great
I wanna
multiplayer
play
game.
this.
That looks so much fun. Looks like
This
so
is
much
good.
fun.
This is like Minecraft / Astroneer / Left 4 Dead in 1, and it's dwarves. So what
Okay.
can go wrong for Rock and Steel, my brothers? So
Ooh.
we've been playing that again with the gang plus the notorious KGM, who's usually in chat, but he's not here now.
Is he not part of the gang?
He's part of the gang.
I'm
then-
part of the
single
gang,
out.
I think. I don't
But
know.
you've never played with us. You didn't even play Astroneer with us. How
I
dare
played
you?
with you guys just once.
Once. Oh,
Hey,
anyway.
I still paid for it though. Server.
Oh yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The other 7 owe me. Anyway, aside from Deep Rock Galactic, I've also been playing Hades, which is
Oh yeah.
I don't have to get into that now because we're of course with the topic for the rest of the show. That's gonna be a hot topic. So let's put it at that. I've just been playing Hades and it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been playing it a lot on your stream, and I caught a couple of them, and the metal music was way louder than you, so I was just like, okay.
Dude, soundtrack's awesome.
It's really metal. It's like really metal.
Yeah, especially the boss fights. Crazy.
Yeah. It's really cool. All right, man. It's been a very eventful gaming week for all of us. I'm glad. There are weeks where we don't get to play, so I'm glad that we all got to kick back a little bit, relax. We had a holiday last week too, so I think that should have helped. We had a holiday yesterday, so good stuff.
Nice.
Good stuff.
nice.
Off everybody.
Time to
All right, that's our show. Catch us next
Show.
show.
Catch us next week
Catch
to
us
find
next
out what
week
we've
when
been
we have our
playing
guest.
then.
When we have our guest, Elgene again. He's a
Wow.
host.
Yeah, no thanks. Unsubscribe right now.
Oh
Unsubscribe.
wow.
Unsubscribe.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, we got a little bit of news to talk about this week, so we're gonna get right to it. But DZ, we want to talk about one other thing as well. So let's get to that, guys. It's time for the news.
This week in video games.
Yes, and this week in video games is brought to you by who? By what? Instant DZ.
Wait, so am I supposed to do the thing already? Okay,
I love
fine,
how
all
it
right.
opened with
This is
such
the
an
ad. This is the ad
unflattering
part. All right,
picture.
so I just released my short film last week, The Road to 140. The film follows my weight loss journey over the past 2 years and the realization that there's so much more to gain from losing. So if you guys want to check this out, it's an 8-minute video or film, even if you want to call it film. I just call it film because it sounds nice, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I got to release this 2 years in the making. You can watch this by my Facebook page, which is facebook.com. On my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DZ Diego. It's there in all its 8-minute and 10-minute glory. I hope this film inspires you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And I hope you get some laughs out of it, because I try to, of course, put in some of my own humor into it and tried to do something different with the way I tell stories. I tried to actually even test my mettle when it comes to storytelling. So I hope you guys can check it out and enjoy it.
I'm glad you trimmed your toenails for this, DZ.
Mm-hmm. I did. I wish I could clip the hairs from my hobbit feet, but yeah.
You could shave them.
Nah, it's okay. I feel like if I shave them, they're gonna
It'll come back thicker.
worse.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. That's what biology. No, but it's all good. It's all good, DZ. I'm glad that
Wait,
you.
what was that?
You got
said
healthier.
there's so much more to gain from losing.
Yeah.
Because that would mean you can eat more because you can gain back all the weight. That's why they, right? Yeah. Am I right?
No. Wait. What?
Trying to
Well,
twist his words.
if you want,
Yeah.
if you want.
You're confusing, DZ. Stop.
I don't know
that.
about you. I go to the gym so that once a month or whenever I have a birthday to attend, I can eat in the buffet without feeling guilty.
Well, you can do that, but I don't think
To each their
one.
own, man. To each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this next segment is brought to us by Jed's Island Resort, and you know why. You know why, baby. We're talking a little bit more about the Super Nintendo theme park section of Universal Studios. Guys, it's been built. It's not just a render
Oh my
anymore.
gosh, it's not a render. It's an actual place.
Look at that.
Wait,
Just
was
look
that
at that.
someone walking down the stairs? What?
Sorry, this is really shaky footage if you guys are watching the video.
Looks like from a
we
helicopter or
apologize.
something.
Yeah, this is from a
Yeah.
Japanese YouTube channel that I cannot, for the life of me, pronounce. It has USJ in it, but I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want to cause controversy by trying to pronounce any of these Japanese words. Yes, we got some aerial shots of Universal Studios. So they are trying to kick this off. They're trying to launch this Nintendo theme park. So Super Nintendo World, this Nintendo theme park section of Universal Studios. And they're targeting Feb, right? We talked about this last week on last week's episode. And we finally got some actual shots because last week we mainly showed the render, the 3D render.
Yeah.
Oh.
And people online are saying it's small. And to them, I say ridiculous. Do you know how large that actually is if you step foot in it? And
You know, that's what they first said when they saw
mean,
the aerial shots
true.
of Wizarding World. But then when you walk in, you're like, oh my god. Oh, it's so
Yes.
tiring. What the hell? Why did I agree to this? Right?
it's got layers, man. It's not just one floor. I
Yeah, it
don't
got
get
layers,
the
brother.
Yeah,
I don't
they
get
build up.
people.
It's a
Yeah.
platformer. It's a
Oh
platformer.
my gosh.
That's a good one. So I don't get the hate. I actually just 100% appreciate. Okay, I thoroughly see the quality of this. It really stands out versus the rest of Universal, mainly because it's so bright and full of color.
Yeah. I don't know how they
Uh,
make their trees so green compared to the real trees. It's crazy.
It's paint.
Paint.
You compare it, like everything's so desaturated.
Outdoor paint. Like 2 or 3 layers to keep it nice and shiny.
It would be, but you know, that would be really cool if the trees were real and they got it to that shape and form. Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool if they did that. It would be hard to maintain, but yeah,
Very hard to
I
maintain.
it looks great. In all honesty, for me, I can't wait for the day that we get to go here and not be afraid of dying.
Or getting sick. Period.
We just can't say we
Yeah.
play Melee.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it looks great. I just wanted to give that little update because it looks cool, right? I think that's the main point,
does.
and I'm glad that they did this. So, and like any other popular theme park attraction, if this does well, I feel like it'll get expanded. So not only does it look huge for us now as as people watching from a bird's eye view, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get bigger when people start visiting this. For comparison, I've been to the Miyazaki museum, which is also kind of a theme park in its own right, and it's a lot smaller than this. Well, not that much smaller. It's smaller, but you know, I don't doubt that this will be fun. So,
I feel like you can stay the whole day.
King Tiger 105 in the chat is saying, "What is this? A theme park for ants?"
Theme park for ants.
What is this?
Oh,
A theme park for ants? It needs to be at least 3 times bigger than this.
to be at least. Oh
my god.
He's absolutely right. Oh my gosh. Yes. It looks great. I can't wait. You guys have any quick thoughts on this before we move on?
I think I can spend the whole day there. I'm excited.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
Me
The
too.
whole day.
You know they should like leave coins all over the place, and you collect them. You can like you can
Buy stuff.
exchange a prize for it.
Yes.
Dude,
That's
talk
true.
about
That's a good
talk
idea.
about inciting a melee or a brawl.
And they have turtles, like, you know, not real turtles, please, of course not, you know, PETA, of course. I've changed my ways, PETA, just so you know. You have robot turtles
That's a throwback.
crawling
That's a
all over.
throwback.
Oh
It's a
my
throwback, right?
gosh.
You have
okay.
turtles crawling all over the place, and when you step on them, like they just sink in.
Oh wow. Yeah, some Koopa Troopas.
Yeah.
They should change the stairs to like actual boxes that you can kick and something comes out of it.
You can break the bricks.
Yeah,
I
that's
break the
right.
bricks.
And like, ooh, this can break, and it's like a real wall. Oh.
Oh.
He's not responsible for any head trauma that you.
Yeah, they should make that a rule just in case.
Oh man.
Mushroom.
So I like these ideas in the chat. I hope they do come true. You know, BMO, I think this one's more of a joke. Before you enter, they'll give you a mini mushroom. I think that's a joke. King Tiger says mushroom hats, please. Ooh, big toad mushroom hats. Yes.
I want the toad hats.
Yes. We talked about this, right? Like people would like go to Disneyland, they get the Goofy hats. You get the Mario hats, Luigi hats, Toad hats.
Oh,
Those would
yeah.
sell. Those would
I would
sell
get a
so
Mario
fast.
hat.
And they get
Really?
you backpack shells with Bowser.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
The merch.
That's
Oh.
nice. Hey,
And they
yeah,
have
that would be
the
nice.
umbrellas if it rains. It's the Peach's parasol.
The peach. Oh yes.
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 That would be nice.
Oh yeah.
That would be nice.
Koopa bags. Koopa bags. That's right.
bags,
That's the perfect way of
They
putting it.
should sell a Nintendo World Edition of the Switch.
Easy.
I
I got
feel
what
like
you
that's
might
a good
like.
pull.
Yeah, I
What?
think so. I like that, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Like a special limited one you got. DZ,
Yeah,
I
you
got
only
what
get it
might
there.
like.
What?
Blue shell frisbee.
Oh my god, that'd be cool.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. All right. In other news, super duper quick, I wanted to show this to you guys. Amazon and Nintendo have teamed up to disappoint countless children across America. Yes, that's right.
Wow.
I omitted this from the show notes on purpose because I didn't want to spoil anyone. This is packaging you at home in America could receive if you order from Amazon. And no, this will not contain a Nintendo.
Oh,
Amazon
man.
and Nintendo have tied up for the specific Nintendo themed packaging. You see Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi on the box, and this could contain anything. It's just a tie-up promo. So imagine a kid
Wow.
seeing this box, whether it's on Christmas Day or beforehand, opening it and realizing they are not getting anything Nintendo related.
Dude, it's like that packaging where it's like that prank thing that a lot of Americans do where basically they wrap something nice and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a new iPhone. And when they open it, it's basically like a pair of socks on top of it. And there's nothing else, it's just socks. Like,
Yeah, it's a bicycle that when
Cruel,
you
man,
unwrap is
cruel.
actually a breath mint. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
What? How did
So
the bicycle
bad.
turn into a breath mint?
it's clever packaging, clever wrapping.
dude,
Okay,
it's
so
clever
this,
packaging, really.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the most horrible thing for a child to, you know, I get what they're trying to do, guys. I get that they're trying to add a little, you know, marketing to this time of the year, but I don't think they thought this through.
I think it should be exclusive to Nintendo products bought
It should
on
be, but it
Amazon.
isn't.
Right?
Reasons.
Why is it an
Yes.
option? It should be an option for only Nintendo things because it's going in with the theme.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
so weird. Why
That's
would you?
That's kind of a strange decision. Now that I think about it, like they could have literally slapped any brand on that,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have had the same result, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why specifically Nintendo? Because they were the biggest. They were the biggest or the highest bidder. Like what was the logic
Oh.
behind that, right?
I see what you mean.
'Cause-
I see what you mean.
Yeah. Again, it's like, why? If you're not buying anything gaming related, why? Like, who's gonna care? Can you
Exactly.
like imagine like a 60-year-old buying tools on Amazon? They get a box with Nintendo characters on them. Like, what's the boomer gonna think? Like,
That's true.
like, you know what I mean?
Well, remember, Mario was a plumber.
Oh.
You know what? That's since I said tools, I'll let that pass.
Gosh,
But you
dang
know,
it. Yeah, we were kind of asking for that, weren't we?
yeah.
Yes, we were.
I set myself up for that one.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so for adults like us who aren't expecting it, the worst that could happen is like, oh, did they send me something cool, or did they send me the
Right.
wrong thing? Right? That's the worst thing. But
You know,
for kids, it'll be awful, especially
Honestly-
when you have one of the packages. Sorry, Mick. When
Sorry,
one of
yeah,
the
no.
packages actually says Nintendo Switch on it. It has the Switch
Oh,
logo,
hell
and
no.
Oh,
this is
no.
awful.
It's
It has a
heartbreaking.
picture of the Switch on top.
I mean, it's clearly an advertisement, but it's the kind of advertisement that just kind of rubs you the wrong way, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It's just weird packaging, really. I mean,
Oh,
I would
man.
be for this if it's like, for example, for an additional $4.99, you can upgrade your packaging to the new Nintendo Amazon crossover packaging. When you open it, you actually get something that's Nintendo related, like maybe
Okay,
a small keychain, a randomized keychain that's actually dirt cheap for these multi-million-dollar companies, right? That would be
Yeah.
better. I would pay the $5 just so I can get a keychain of Mario or Yoshi or even Peach.
Doug Bowser's
Yeah.
doing work, I see. Doug
Yeah.
Bowser's doing work.
Capitalism.
We miss Reggie.
Oh man, if this feels like something like that would have been better planned by Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what they're thinking, but you know what? It's all good.
Oh yeah, Zeffy Buns in chat makes a good point. Amazon boxes of the future. You get ads with your mail.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
America.
I mean, you know, when you're in the public toilet, you know, the urinals, they actually have like ad space there now. So while you're, you know, doing your business, you can actually read on ads. So nothing is really sacred anymore, right?
I was gonna say in bathrooms, like what? So there's gonna be like Nintendo Switch themed toilet paper you can wipe your ass with, like.
Do I want the red controller? Do I want the blue controller?
Yeah, two choices.
Two choices, man.
Three play.
And it's on the left and it's on the right, right? So you know it's like switch, right? That'd be nice.
Or you have when it's the console wars, you have three: Nintendo, Xbox, Sony. Choose your character. Choose your console.
Oh,
So we
man,
know
I
how
was
many-
like-
Which fanboys take a shit in our toilets more?
which
I was gonna say-
fanboys take a shit in our toilets?
I was gonna say,
Oh.
crap, the Xbox. I'll be like, crap, the Xbox stall is taken. Now what am I gonna do? I don't want to shit on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I want to shit on Xbox.
You know, it just gave me an idea though. Like, I just realized if they did a tie-in like this, why don't they do something more like beneficial for both of them at the same time, more cost efficient for the
Okay.
company? Like, for example, instead of shipping a Nintendo Switch in a box that you put in a crate, why not make a special Amazon Nintendo themed box that actually contains a Nintendo Switch? So you're already eco-friendly. You're reducing the amount of, you know, waste you leave on this
Yeah,
earth.
yeah.
And at the same time, it's both cost efficient for both parties. Everybody happy, right?
Sure.
So it promotes like, oh, maybe I should just order my console from Amazon because I'll only get one box instead of like a box inside a box inside another freaking box, right?
Yeah.
That would be better, right?
I got to build for that, Nick. All right, as we say in the industry, I got to build for that.
Right.
All right. Since you're giving them a specialized box anyway, make it one that you can cut out and reshape into a stand.
Right.
Ah.
That is genius.
Reduce waste.
Someone clip this. We are going to make sure no one steals this. Someone clip this, please, in chat. Thank you.
That's a free one for you, Nintendo. That's a free one for you.
We can highlight this whole thing, the greatest ideas of our generation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll do it after the show. The greatest idea of our generation.
I think it's
Yeah.
No, that's a smart
Right,
idea.
like we're talking about reducing waste. We're talking about making it special. You know, which could be covered by you know, printing like nice color on it, maybe a design, and then turn it into a stand. Make it fun for the kids too, because us growing up, part of the fun about getting new stuff, like new appliances, is playing in the boxes. So just play on that too, you know.
True.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
right.
They already did it with the Labo.
No,
So
dude.
they can-
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Imagine this: the Nintendo Switch box is the Labo pieces, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing a 2-in-1 thing, right? And you can
Yeah,
charge people
exactly.
more because it's like, oh, we're using
Well, let's
thicker
not get
cardboard,
no.
right?
Let's not.
That's all
Right, right.
Let's
What?
not
It's
give
still
them any
more.
ideas.
It's still more Earth friendly. I mean,
Sure.
I don't want to pay for
Pays
being
to
more
save
earth
the Earth.
friendly.
that's the.
I don't want to pay for being. That should be an innate thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
There is one more thing I want to point out though from chat before we move on to the Game Awards news.
All
and
right,
stuff.
shoot, buddy.
So when you enter the Nintendo cubicle and lock, you hear the Switch click sound. You
So good.
genius.
That is so fucking good. Yeah,
Talk
we'll
about
tell you
ideas for our
Like
generation.
you just hear some. It makes sounds. Oh, wow,
I love it. I love it. Who said that? Who said that? You get a prize.
Francis in chat.
Francis.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, buddy. Oh man.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to the Game Awards in just a moment. I do want to call this out real quick, guys. All right. Elgin, you and I, Francis,
yes,
Derek to
yes.
some extent, we've played a little World of Warcraft, just a little bit recently. All right. And just a little bit. And surprisingly, its newest expansion, Shadowlands, has been a success, way more than I think anyone here has anticipated. It's actually, supposedly, according to BusinessWire.com and the investors' call from Activision, it's supposedly been the fastest selling PC game of all time. World of Warcraft Shadowlands, an expansion to a 16-year-old game, is surprisingly become the fastest selling PC game of all time. I repeat that one, like, again. That's weird.
All time.
Yeah, that's
For-
weird.
Question: is it for the company or is it like for
Across
everything?
in PC sales in general, like
Across the
it's-
industry.
Oh,
Across
wow.
the
It's
industry.
so weird.
It's weird, right? But
Yeah.
then you get guys like me and Elgin who've played the game since its newest revamp of the leveling system, and I kind of see why.
Yeah, I mean it's never been so accessible to get into World of Warcraft. This is the most accessible World of Warcraft has been ever. And
Ever.
I think that really plays into it. Like it makes it so easy for people to just kind of jump in and play. And
Yeah.
I'm it's kind of good that Blizzard is cognizant of that we don't exactly all have the time in the world to play MMOs for extended periods of time. So because of this crunch, they allow us to basically play the game at our leisure and still make some decent progress with it. You know what I mean? There's still going to be a lot of content for the hardcore players, the people who have been accustomed to spending long hours in the world of Azeroth. But for the normies like myself, you could just jump in, play, and actually get a lot done in a short amount of time. In the 1 month that I've subbed to this game, like I've only played this game for a month, and I've already gotten at least 4 characters at max level. And it's not hard. Like I usually tap out 3 expansions in, but because you don't have to go through the other expansions anymore, you can really reach level cap almost instantly. And I think that really plays into the sales figures, because anybody can just kind of get in and play now,
Yeah. So aside from Shadowlands selling 3.6 7 million units, according to Francis, which is also verified by our source. You guys can find the stuff in the show notes later on, but also you can check out businesswire.com or just Google World of Warcraft, fastest selling PC game of all time. So aside from it selling all those copies, in the months leading up to the expansion's release, and the time since the launch, the game's actually sustained the highest numbers of players, long-term subscriptions compared to the same period ahead of any WoW expansion in the past, which is kind of a major feat. Considering that this has been the least hyped expansion in a long time. Like,
right?
Yeah, I heard way less about this than I did Battle for Azeroth or World of Warcraft Legion. Definitely much less than Wrath of the Lich King, which was probably the biggest launch expansion ever. So it's surprising, to say the least. And good for them, good for the team for continuing to innovate and continuing to keep the game's lifespan going. Sorry, Mick, go ahead.
I really don't want to discredit this achievement for WoW and such. Congratulations. It's good. But I do want to point out that in the article they did say that it is the most activity. It is the longest the average longest time spent in Azeroth in the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I still feel like, they're trying to return into form, but I still believe that they can't beat Wrath of the Lich King levels of World of Warcraft. But the
numbers are saying that they are.
Right?
They're getting there.
I know.
Yeah.
They're getting there. They are getting there. I don't know if they really will, but I think it was a very smart idea for them to do the level squish. I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm not so interested in going back, but I'm happy that a lot of my friends who do play WoW, who have been playing WoW for the past 16 years, are enjoying it even more now because it's a squish, man. I mean, hell, you just pick one expansion to play, and the expansion that's not Warlords of Draenor, and then you can just enjoy the game, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's more than that, though. I mean, the level switch really plays into that, but it's more of, first off, player choice. You can really choose which content you wish to consume in your path to in your path to 60. In your path to 50, because once you hit 50, you're going to be doing Shadowlands content. On top of that, the new player experience has also been revamped. We've mentioned Exile's Reach on the show multiple times in the past, and I cannot stress enough how important Exile's Reach is. It really gets you into the game. It allows you to play the game and hit the ground running instead of just kind of dropping yourself into Azeroth and be like, what the fuck do I do next? It's really and the fact that they're advertising it is actually kind of a good thing. It really is it really is a selling point for the game. But more importantly, it just makes the game that much more accessible, which is what they were going for to begin with. And good. I mean, that's the right idea. One of the things I did want to mention though is, Harold, you said earlier that this expansion wasn't hyped up as much as it was. Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of when Apex Legends launched and how nobody talked about it until it launched, and they just kind of let their game speak for itself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's going on here. The game is speaking for itself, and people are responding to it very positively.
Yeah. So I like that comparison. And to cap things off, this is something I actually mentioned earlier on in our group chat this morning. And Francis echoes the same sentiment. I think the pandemic plays a big part in the digital figures, especially since players consume content way faster than before. And I 100% agree. There has been no better time than now to pick up a game like WoW, because a lot of people have had to stay home and keep sane. And WoW has those systems to keep you sane for long periods of time. That's what it's been designed for. So yeah, definitely. And it's not to knock on the success that they've created. So yeah, 100%, I agree.
Yeah, it really is a perfect storm between staying at home because of the pandemic and I mean, I'm speaking from experience here. When you're unemployed, you're gonna have a lot of free time on your hands, and you're gonna be spending it on something to keep yourself sane. And WoW has been that thing for me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Okay,
definitely. All right, guys, let's get to the big meat of the show. Let's get to the to the talkaroonies. Let's get to
the Game Awards.
Yes, the Game Awards 2020 happening in about 2 days. Can we verify how much time is left? Is there a countdown somewhere?
I can certainly verify that.
Checking the website.
All right, thank you, Elgene. So, Game of the War, Game Awards 2020, people. So here are the nominees and the categories. So we'll flash these very briefly on screen. There's a lot, so we're not going to talk about every single category right now. All right, that's gonna take way too long, and it's gonna get really boring really fast. So we're gonna talk about some standout categories, some standout games worth mentioning, and then we're gonna call it. So
yeah, there we go.
DZ, you and I singled this one out earlier on during our pre-show before we actually even went on air. This award, I don't know if this was in last year, but this year it caught our attention. And it is the Game Award for Innovation in Accessibility. We talked about this very briefly. You and I are not the target market for this. We're not the direct beneficiaries of this award or the innovations that have come out of these games that have led them to be nominated for this. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperbot, The Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. These are all games that have in some way or form created innovations to make their games more accessible to a broader audience. And by that we mean people who are probably less able than your average Joe. And we don't want to speak to the games themselves because we haven't played them, nor have we seen what exactly they've done to be more accessible or be nominated for the Innovation in Accessibility Award. But we do want to talk about how cool it is that we're recognizing games like this, because this is a step closer, in my opinion, to making this a normal thing. Making this a standard in the gaming industry, making things more accessible, because aside from the streamers and content creators that are, known for their disabilities, I think this is something that should be more widespread, because there are a lot of people who don't have, what's a good way to put this? People who are disabled. Those are people that still play games and should be able to enjoy the games the same way we do, the same way everyone else does. So I really think that recognizing these companies, these games, is a really good step. It's gotta be quicker too. I just want to point out.
Like, it's good that we're recognizing them, but it's also very telling that we have to recognize them to, like, this should be commonplace is what I'm trying to get at. This shouldn't be something that, people have risen above and beyond to achieve this kind of this kind of accolade. This should be the norm, but baby steps. We gotta learn how to crawl before we learn how to walk or run. And granted, I mean, absolutely more power to these companies. As far as I'm concerned, I hope more companies decide to, we can phase this. We can phase this category out of the Game Awards, because we really want this to be more commonplace, across the board.
Yes.
So.
Or like, maybe this in the future, a really good future, this can be a very standout award. People who've innovated to make things even better for quality of life for gamers. So, maybe not necessarily phase out, but I see the merit in what you're saying. Maybe continue to honor, pushing the boundary. Is something that they could aim towards, which is great. I think I think like I said, it's a great first step. DZ, you have any thoughts on this award?
Oh yeah, like I'm all for the idea. I'm glad that it came now. I don't have any problems that this wasn't here before, because I think now is, if anything, now is the best time, because technology's come to a point where miracles can happen. So, and why not? I'm all for it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
And to be clear, I'm not mad that it's only now either. I just want to, it's just kind of telling that it's only now that we have this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword is what I'm trying to get at. But yes.
Definitely. I agree.
I think that, because from a few years ago, the only really accessibility options we really had was colorblind correction for people who were colorblind like myself.
Yeah.
And I use that heavily for some of the games, especially like first-person shooters, because I can't see red as much as and green. I can't really tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have come a long way. That's all I can really say. That we can now find a way so that even deaf people can enjoy the game other than just watching or reading subtitles. To even blind people, enhancing sound so that they would have a more atmospheric feel of the game. So it's really cool. I props to these companies, man. Even if Ubisoft is nominated, props to you guys, man. Right?
Oh my word. Okay.
I didn't say it. He did.
I'm gonna say it, man. I'm a fan, but dude.
Our friends over at Ubisoft Philippines, this was not targeted towards you whatsoever. All right.
Mostly in the main.
Yeah.
All right. You guys want to talk about a specific category or game next? Who wants to tackle something next?
Why don't we? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Elgin, go ahead.
Are we gonna go for a spicy one? Are we gonna go for a spicy article?
Why don't we just start from the top?
I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah. Start
Straight
from the top, work
straight
way
up.
down.
Yeah.
Super fast. Let's do it lightning round style.
Game of the year? Are we going straight to
Sentence
game of the
or
year?
less.
Yeah.
Sentence
Let's
or
talk about
less.
All right. Game of the year. So we've got Doom
Yeah.
Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and The Last of Us Part 2. Guys, for me personally, one big omission was a surprise standout hit. Fall Guys. Ultimate Knockout.
Oh. Yeah. No, I mean, that's fair.
All right, because no way anyone saw that coming. It is in a different category, but that's just my 2 cents. How about you guys? What do you think?
I mean, I think that is a bit of an oversight. But I'd imagine they have a limit to how many nominees they can have in a while, and I think that would have been a 7th spot if they had 7 nominations.
Ooh, okay.
But as far as these 6 are concerned, I mentioned this on last week's show. I think all of these games are what do you call this? Are worthy. Yes, are absolutely worthy of the Game of the Year nomination. There have been I think on previous years when we've covered the Game Awards, we've seen some Game of the Year nominees that we were like, who the hell decided this? And quite frankly, all of these, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. These are all very good games, though. I can see arguments for and against certain games. For example, I can understand why some people wouldn't want to see The Last of Us Part 2 on this list. Or for that matter, Final Fantasy, because while I did love the remake, it's hard to say it's Game of the Year. It has its problems. You know what I mean? But what do you call this? Francis just said it too. Or Francisca said it in the chat too. I think I'd contest the Final Fantasy VII remake for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I think it does have its problems. But as far as my pick for Game of the Year, right? I'm gonna say Ghost of Tsushima. I think that game really knocked it out of the park for this year. It just went above and beyond what was expected of a of a single player game, and quite frankly, it's really the last hurrah of the PlayStation 4 era. It was the last game to come out for the last exclusive game, I should say, to come out of the PlayStation 4, and it had to be. It was really the last hurrah for the console. And as far as that's concerned, it was well done, and I honestly think it has done more than enough to deserve this award, personally. So,
all right. Excellent. Okay, guys, I know Last of Us 2 has had a lot of controversy sprinkled on it, even way before its release. You know, leaks came out, all this happened. So much happened. So I want to ask the chat really briefly. Do you guys think Last of Us 2 deserves to be in this spot? Just a honest question, whether it's a short answer or a long answer. Let us know. DZ, Mick, in 20 seconds or less, could you give me your thoughts on The Last of Us 2 real quick? And then maybe your picks for Game of the Year.
Okay. You Mick, you want to go first?
Sure. Last of Us should be there. Because again, I mean, aside from the fact that, it's very, the story, the topic of the story is a little bit controversial to some people. You also have to look at how the game was made. What advances have they gone from the very first installment? So
10 seconds.
I think it should be there. And it's right now my game of the year is still Animal Crossing New Horizons, even if I know Ghost of Tsushima will most likely win. So
ding ding ding! All right, nice. I like. How about you, DZ?
Okay, if Last of Us 2 should be there, no, it shouldn't be there. Not because of the controversy, but because it's nothing absolutely phenomenal. From what I've seen, it's just like Last of Us. We've seen it before. It could be contrary to what I'm saying, but Doom Eternal, yeah, same thing. Doom Eternal, neither. It shouldn't be there. Game of the Year should either be Hades or Ghost of Tsushima.
Ding ding ding! Wow, right in time too. I like it.
Are you actually timing them?
Yeah, I am. Notorious KGM, thank you for the
Yeah,
sub.
2 1
8
brother. Thank you.
8 months. That's our guy. That's our guy right there.
That's
Notorious
a boy,
KGM, thank you so much, brother.
That's
Appreciate
a boy
you.
right there.
Appreciate you. Beer, indeed. Beer. All right. So from Game of the Year, let's move on to other games, guys. Let's move on to the other nominees and the other video games in contention. So we're going to scroll down here. Best Game Direction. I don't know if I have too much of a say in this because I never really saw.
I don't.
Oh, I can wait. Game Direction.
Yeah, you guys want to say anything about this real quick?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, like
hit me.
I'd say again, I might be biased with this one again, but I just want to say after playing Hades, I think Hades has Hades, and that's what I've seen from Ghost of Tsushima. The way that the game is shown as a whole is presented and directed. I think it's again one of those two.
Okay.
I haven't played Half-Life Alyx, so I can't say that, but I'm sure it's a great game.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Anyone else want to weigh in on Game Direction?
Yeah, as far as game direction is concerned, Ghost of Tsushima and Hades are definitely the first two that obviously jumps out here. But I don't want to understate the value of Half-Life Alyx being on this list as well, because Half-Life Alyx is a VR title. It's an exclusively VR title that has made it to basically the level that these games have, that these have, and Half-Life Alyx is quite frankly one of the best VR games that has come out, period. In recent memory. So it really speaks to game direction here. Like these guys basically nailed the VR game of the year and last year. And yeah. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, my bad.
I think we need 30 seconds. 20 seconds is too little.
30 seconds? Okay, 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay, go Mick. 30 seconds. Your turn.
All right.
No,
Mick,
I
you have
can't say
anything
anything.
for? Okay.
No, I
Yes,
can't.
Moving
I
on.
can't.
Okay.
I didn't play any of the games.
Best narrative. This is interesting. A lot of the usual suspects from the last.
I got this.
Categories. All right.
I can say something about this.
All right, I'll start. I have my own time. All right, definitely Hades. Because of the genre itself, the roguelike mechanics. It makes it. They managed to blend in storytelling with the game mechanics so perfectly. I don't want. If I say too much, I might spoil it. But basically, incentivizes you to die in that game, so you can progress the story. So even if you're someone who may not be particularly good at these kinds of games, it's okay to fail, because by failing you gain more from that as well. You get more of the story that unfolds. So with narrative, it's not just what's being told, it's how you tell it, and the way they do it is brilliant. Hades all the way.
All right, excellent. Anyone else for narrative?
I have one. 3 of the 5 deserve to be there. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Last of Us 2 shouldn't.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Hot take. Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I kind of agree with Final Fantasy VII. It's that narrative is so all over the place. It's not even funny. But anyway.
Okay, I appreciate that.
No,
I appreciate
just
that.
to add on that, Final Fantasy VII Remake is only a portion of the actual one of the best stories that Square Enix has ever made.
Yeah.
Man,
So
they
you
didn't really
cannot
put part
count
one
that
in
there
this,
because
did
it's
they?
only a portion, like a third
Yeah.
of the actual story.
Oh.
Right.
So why
And
would
not-
you say it's the best narrative when
And-
Final Fantasy VII is a classic game, but it had all of the story. It's complete. So that's not necessarily a complete game.
Yeah.
The chat is
And not-
agreeing with DZ, by the way. They're saying it would be tragic if Hades doesn't win this.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of merit to a narrative that blends with the gameplay. Like that's none of the other titles do that. They just have a narrative and then gameplay. You know what I mean? It's not
Gameplay's
the
an
potential-
afterthought.
Yeah. Well, not an afterthought. They just never thought to put the two together to where
Just never
it
thought of
blends.
it.
You know. But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
move on. We're moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Best art direction. For me,
Ooh,
just
that's a tough one.
from the art alone, it's always gonna be hard to ignore Ori. Any Ori
Yeah, absolutely.
installment.
Absolutely.
Yes, agree.
I also like Hades. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
From the distance that I've observed Hades at, it's great. Final Fantasy VII Remake, there's a reason why they remade it. It looks okay. It looks good, actually. For
It does.
it looks
Tifa
like
looks
what
amazing.
you would. Yeah.
FIFA, Aerith.
It looks amazing especially considering that it's what people imagined the game would look like when remembering Final Fantasy VII. So that alone is a stunning feat. Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, I think are what you would expect from those kinds of games these days. No? Elgin disagreeing. Okay.
Yep. I
But
know.
for me, just from the pure aesthetic and I think a little bias, Ori would be my winner. But
Agreed
you
on
know,
that. Agreed on that.
there's also still fatigue, right? Like,
Yeah.
is it always going to be the same art style without innovating? I think Ori might wear thin in the future. But
Yeah.
Elgin.
So, to your point with Last of Us Part 2, absolutely. It's so bog standard, it's not even funny. Like, we've seen this already with Last of Us Part 1.
Agree.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say that.
Ghost of Tsushima, on the other hand,
Agree.
no, absolutely not. Do not undersell Ghost of Tsushima because
Okay.
the art direction on that is fantastic.
Yes.
It was one of the
Agreed.
very. It's like when you play the game for the first time and you get on your horse and you go onto the plains and see all the colors of the wind and the
Beautiful.
flowers.
Okay,
It's
Pocahontas.
So I
Pocahontas
know
painting.
it's so
Colors of
breathtaking.
the wind.
Like I don't care. Like I will gush about this forever. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Dude, that's
Just
good.
look at that. Like you took a grungy like universe, right? The whole Mongol invasion and turned it into something so visually appealing. Even the armor of those guys is visually appealing, you know? That's a feat in and of itself. I think Ghost of Tsushima definitely deserves mention here because it broke the mold against a lot. It broke the mold of what, you know, an open world RPG should look like as far as art direction is concerned, you know?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elgin, real quick, this specific part of this video reminds me of the Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos trailer.
A little bit, right?
Right.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does.
All you need is infernals falling from the sky and
Right?
you're good.
Oh, man. I'm just
Wow,
getting, I'm
we're-
getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Right? We're at
Yeah,
that
just look at
point
that.
of technology where video games look like oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to sidetrack too much. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about in terms of what category are we on? Art direction.
Nope.
Shall we move
Completely
on?
agree with
I think
Elgin.
we're good.
Completely agree with Elgin.
All right.
Yeah,
you have
both
changed my
agree.
mind, sir. I agree. I agree. All right. Score and music. Oh man, Hades. Okay, you don't get metal working in too many video games the way it does with Hades. All right. I know
Yep.
Doom Eternal's got some pretty good music, or BGM. Last of Us 2. Okay, don't get me wrong. A lot of hard work went into The Last of Us Part 2's audio. Okay. This is tough for me. This is very tough for me. I'm not gonna put a horse in the race. You guys have any?
Just
I'll give you
Hades.
guys 45 seconds to decide if you don't have one yet. And if anyone wants to talk, speak now.
Well, Okay, but for me, just to be clear, since we're talking about score and music, that's not like audio design and in-game sounds yet. Okay, that's just like just the music, the background, and everything. Yeah, like I get that. I'd say like it's for me. I played Eternal and Hades. It's a toss-up with both. Only reason why I kind of on Hades now because I just played it recently. But honestly, the metal in both games it's insane. It's insane. Yeah. I got tired playing Doom Eternal because tired in a good way because it was so heavy. Like, man, but I'm always like feeling jerk when I'm shooting killing the demons of hell. But it's both. Both are great.
Okay, excellent. Notorious KGM agrees with you. Doom for me. Watch the video in the making of the songs. That sounds like something we should watch. Yeah, I'm excited. Francis says Hades most def. The music for Supergiant will always be impeccable. Waterjelon also agrees. Doom music is hella good. All right, a lot of toss-ups here. A lot of metalheads.
Hella good. I see what you did there.
Yep. Hella good. All right, anyone else?
I mean, I personally like the Final Fantasy remake soundtrack.
It's pretty good as well.
Yeah, they basically took the old songs and made it new, and
they updated it.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Yes.
But I mean, it's not new. It's basically remastered old versions of their songs. But again, I mean, I don't want to discourage you guys from voting for them because that's a merit in itself. It's a good. They're good. Like the soundtrack is good. But will it stand up to Doom Eternal and Hades? I don't know. It really depends. Like if you're a fanboy, probably not. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
moving on. Audio design. Do we have any thoughts on this? I have no horse in the race.
I got one.
Audio design is ridiculously difficult, and I appreciate all of these games.
Okay.
I have something to say. So
sure. See, I don't know. I have never. Okay. I've only played Doom Eternal. Okay, and then in-game audio and sound design is FPS. It's the same stuff. You'll get that in any other kind of shooter to that level. It's nothing spectacular. But this is where I'm going to say maybe Last of Us will be good here because I know that game relies heavily on sound and in-game design. And I know even in the last one, phenomenal game design and everything and sound effects and whatnot. So I think this category, Last of Us, definitely would win. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, so I can't say. But based on what I know only of Last of Us, this one might win.
All right, excellent. Anyone else? Audio design?
It's no surprise. To be honest, it's a toss-up between all five. But I just want to put it out there that Resident Evil 3 is there. That is probably one of the scariest games of my childhood. And now that they remade it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be even scarier because now zombies don't sound like 16-bit or like 32-bit. No, it's going to be scary because you hear faint sounds and even so shout out to Capcom. Good job.
Excellent. Okay, this one's gonna be a little controversial, I think. Best performance.
Oh dear God.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Okay, for me,
okay,
super quick for me. As much as I love the Miles Morales character, I haven't been able to play Spider-Man Miles Morales yet, so I don't want to vote for it purely because it's an uninformed vote. From what I've seen from Jin Sakai and his performer Daisuke Suji, how could you ignore the seamless performance, right?
Yes.
So Ghost of Tsushima for me, but I'm pretty sure it'll change if I do get to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's but purely because of bias and also because Miles. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah. I want to point out when I play Ghost of Tsushima, I play it in Japanese. So just because
nice.
I want that that
we got a
Kurosawa
summer here.
So I have to play it in Japanese, right? So I can definitely feel you there. The Japanese voice acting is actually very good in that. But I also want to point out that this is the only time Miles Morales was ever nominated for anything in the Game Awards. Like this is the only time you'll see Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yeah, which is weird because why this category and why not any other category? Because the game didn't come out soon enough, that sort of thing.
Maybe, probably
that. You know what I mean? Which begs the question: Why is Miles Morales on this list? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we haven't
yeah.
seen the game enough to warrant that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's only been out like 2 weeks, I think. It's kind of
Exactly.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Might have been too soon. You're right. Okay. Anyone else want to chime in on best performance? DZ.
I got one. I gotta give it up to Logan Cunningham for Hades. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
I don't. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil anything. So for anyone hasn't finished Hades, so I'm. Are you guys okay with spoilers? Fans of the show, podcasters.
Hit me.
Hosts?
Oh wait.
Spoiler.
Before you do.
Spoiler alert.
Holy spoiler alert!
Hit me.
Okay, so the performance of Logan Cunningham. You have a game. Okay, one thing I have to point out. Remember, you have a game that you don't see the expression. You don't see the expression.
Bonus 15 seconds.
You don't have to see the expressions of the characters, right? So you can only discern their emotion, their cadence through their voice and what they're feeling right now. And I heard so much emotion from Logan Cunningham's performance as Hades. I felt the love of a father and how coming from someone who's Hades is the
Last 5
Lord
seconds.
of the Dead and all that stuff, and sorrow, sadness, but hate, anger. I saw all that from just hearing his voice. I gotta give it to him for that. A phenomenal
All right.
performance. I mean,
Excellent.
don't get me wrong as well. Everyone did great, but my pick would be Logan.
Excellent. All right, guys. Games for Impact. I don't have a horse in this race. Anyone? Before
Neither
we move
do
on.
I, honestly.
Games for Impact.
Games for
Thought-provoking
Impact.
game with a
Sorry.
pro-social meaning or message. This is another one that is probably going to be more important going down the line, and I don't want to gloss over too quick. So I want to give a shout out to all these games that have been nominated. So If Found, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Spirit Fair, Tell Me Why, and Through the Darkest of Times. I'm curious to see. I'm actually going to watch the trailers for these games after. All right.
Yeah.
Best ongoing. Ooh, do we want to talk about this, or do we
This is
just
tough,
skip over
actually.
it? Can we just
mean,
skip over it?
Going.
This is tough. I mean, all of these are decent. I mean, I'm gonna hate Fortnite because it's Fortnite.
Yeah, I
know what
can
I
say a
mean?
few things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make this quick.
Yeah, I'll say it. All of them deserve to be there because all of them are trying to recreate the base game when they first came out. Fortnite now has this crazy co-op thing with Galactus, and the fact that they also included the Mandalorian there.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
No Man's Sky, which was a flop when it first came out, has built it to a point where a lot of people, they do have loyal followers. We even covered this back in the day when they bought a billboard, right? And so
All
on
right.
and so forth. I would honestly pick, to be honest, No Man's Sky. They've come a long way. They really have.
They really have, though.
Yeah.
But weren't they nominated as well last year?
I think
Yeah,
they were.
but this year's
Still
update
ongoing,
was
you know?
crazy.
Oh, okay.
and
a lot
that's
of-
why we have the ongoing category, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of these nominees are redemption stories in and of themselves. You look at
Yeah,
Destiny 2, the newest expansion is a redemption story. Warzone, I mean, that one caught everyone by surprise because you got your standalone Call of Duty, but Warzone was free to everybody, and everyone loved that.
Yeah.
Fortnite, well, forget Fortnite. I don't even know what to talk about there. No Man's Sky, we all know the story of how it got better as time went on. So yeah, I think all of these, kind of deserve to be here. Even Fortnite, even though I hate it, But if I had to pick one though, that's tough to say. They're all very valid choices,
All right, so we look onwards, and hopefully they end up being they end up getting the right choice. I mean, they're all right choices anyway. So moving on, best indie. You guys know my vote for this, but DZ, I know your vote for this. Let's get Elgene and Mick's opinions, and of course the chat. Let us know best indie, guys, for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. We got Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer.
I'll go with Hades, to be honest.
Okay.
Hades. Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
so.
Anyone else in the
I'd say so
chat?
too, yeah.
I mean, Fallout,
Oh,
guys,
that's
it's
a-
really close between the two. I mean, all of them are good games. I've gone through some of them except for the last one. What's the last one again?
Spiritfarer.
The one besides Spelunky 2?
Spiritfarer. Yeah.
Spiritfarer.
Fair. I have yet to play it. But yeah, those two. It's really a toss up between Fall Guys and Hades is just edging a little higher than Fall Guys for me.
Okay, Notorious KGM says Hades. Franciscu says Hades as well. New official with Spirit Fair. Notorious KGM says Fall Guys that game. Franciscu says Fall Guys for best multiplayer. Excellent. Okay, moving on. Best mobile game.
Okay.
The options here.
I can say it. I can talk about it. All right.
Go.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I would be voting for this game if it deserved to be here. It doesn't deserve to be here because that game wasn't released this year. Among Us would have been my pick, but it was not released 2020. So I have no choice but to give it to Genshin.
Okay.
Genshin hands down.
I mean, there's no criteria, like this is something we discussed earlier as well. There's no criteria saying it had to be released this year, but that's kind of the assumption, right? That's kind of the reason why we're doing this yearly. So this could have been an ongoing game, I guess.
Yes, it could have been.
Could have been. That's what I was gonna say as well.
And it's also not technically a purely mobile game, so that's
there's
Genshin against it. Yeah. Oh, neither is Genshin. That's true. Yeah. All right. Anyone else before we move on? Best mobile game?
My pick is Pokemon Cafe Mick. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Mick. That's one vote that was given to
it. One vote wasted. I mean,
one vote wasted. Wow. But is a vote truly wasted?
No.
That's actually yeah. All right, best community support. You know what I'm going with. Anyone else? Well,
I agree with you. Fallout guys. Fallout guys. Fall Guys.
Fallout guys. I would go with Fall Guys or No Man's Sky.
I do want to give a huge shout out to Fortnite. Despite all the hate it gets for being the kind of game it is, they do kind of listen to their players.
They do, yeah. It's
right?
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
They pander, but they listen.
They pander a lot.
Just because they got BTS to have a virtual concert doesn't mean I'm gonna vote for them.
He's like, but it got really close.
They almost got me there. If my PC didn't crash after uninstalling that game.
It's funny you say that because like I could literally go beyond the 45 seconds that I'm allotted to talk about Fortnite and how they not only got BTS, Travis Scott, or The Mandalorian, Marvel. They literally got everybody on to their game.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like that's got to be worth something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does. They got DC and Marvel in the same game, which is almost impossible. Okay.
Crazy.
Francis in the chat saying Oliver from Fall Guys, the community manager, should win community support. Dude, most def. All right.
Yes.
That dude is amazing. He's always on their social. He's their social media guy and always knocks it out of the park. Best VR. None of us play VR, and I've only heard good things about Half-Life Alyx, not just as a VR game, but as a game on its own. So that's pretty cool to hear. Anyone else got any thoughts on VR? Should we just okay?
Squadrons.
Moving on.
I get busy with VR headsets, so I can't play that.
Oh, good. Oh, Squadrons, okay. I heard Squadrons twice. Okay. Okay, we move past this. Best action. Okay, this one. Let's hang on this. Let's give this 30 seconds each if you guys want, and then we gotta burn through the rest because we are pushing time.
Are we? Okay. All right. It's gonna be Hades, like full stop. I as much as I like Neo 2, like out of this entire list, Neo 2 is the one I really enjoyed playing the most. It's probably gonna be Hades.
Okay.
I didn't even know Neo 2 came out.
Hades.
It came out really early this year.
It came out like a few days before the pandemic, I think.
So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think like February-ish. Well, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, next.
All right.
Hades.
Best action adventure.
I lied. Miles Morales is here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, this is super tight though. I
Jedi Fallen Order deserves it.
Yeah, I love this category because I actually give or take one. I actually wouldn't mind any of these. Valhalla, I never really played. I never played, period. But it looks great, so I have no qualms with that. Ghost of Tsushima, everyone knows is amazing. It looks amazing.
That's my vote, personally.
Yep. I've played Fallen Order. and I played the original Spider-Man. So, and I love Miles Morales. So
You love both of them?
I love Miles Morales. So, but Jedi Fallen Order, purely because it made EA realize how much we all enjoy single-player games. I think deserves a shout out.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
I got
So
nothing for
I'll
this one.
keep it short but sweet. This is the only time I'll say EA should win something. So yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh,
Excellent. Earlier on, for best action game, backtracking a little bit, Notorious KGM said Doom or Hades. King Tiger said Action Streets of Rage 4. That's a surprise. Oh no, he said VR Alex.
Yeah, for VR it's Alex, but for action
for
it's
VR,
Streets of
okay.
Rage. Yeah.
Streets
Okay.
of Rage 4.
Okay, all right, Adventure. Oh, he's saying Game of Thrones? No, he's
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
he's saying Ghost
The
of
Ghost of
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I like
Best
that's
role
my
playing, I
go-to.
think, should go to Quit Stalling's World of Warcraft role playing sessions. Wait, wrong category. Sorry. This one for me. It's best role playing. I don't really have a pick. You
Persona
guys have
5,
anyone?
man. No
Persona 5.
questions
Yeah,
asked.
probably
Dude.
Persona 5.
It's-
Yeah.
Persona 5, man.
I want to point out that for like best role playing description says for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, which none of the games besides Wasteland I
Wait a
think,
second.
has.
Including massively multiplayer experiences. None of these are MMOs, are they?
Well,
None of these are none of them are MMOs, but it says including, so we can ignore
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
this-
know what I
But
mean?
then
I think they
it
put
has
that just to put Genshin in.
just to put Genshin because it's an MMO.
Yeah, probably. But that's the thing, though. Like rich
Yeah.
player character customization and progression. How
feel like-
much of
well-
Genshin can you customize?
Yeah, that's-
right?
Well,
How
you
much
can
of Final
customize the
You know.
equipment that you wear and
Which is
the
5
glider
pieces.
that you use, which is probably, I think like 7 things you can customize. in your
Spider-Man
character.
Miles Morales has way more customization than this.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's the character builds. That's how an RPG works. You
That's
put
okay.
on
That's
certain
fair.
things.
Yeah.
Well, progression.
Equipment.
But-
yeah. But I don't
Wasteland has
get
like
why
cosmetic
Genshin
customization.
is put up there though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say
Anyone in the
Wasteland
chat have a vote
really
for this?
fits
Oh,
it.
Wasteland, yeah.
Yeah, Wasteland made mine.
All right.
I didn't even play that.
Next year definitely gonna be Cyberpunk. Best fighting? Meekopi would have been good for this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's Mortal Kombat though.
Same.
Like,
I mean, wait, it was released 2019. Well, Ultimate. Okay, Ultimate. Oh, okay, Ultimate.
yes.
MK11
Ultimate-
Ultimate.
Yeah.
The
'cause It's a
expansion.
re-release, basically.
It was also
yeah.
2019. Is it? It's an
Was
expansion.
it?
Is it?
Is it expansion?
Oh,
Or is it
okay, then.
Yeah. Ultimate is an expansion. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, none of the other games really stood out. Like Street Fighter's always going to be Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat doesn't have that appeal. Mortal Kombat has that wide appeal that everyone recognizes, And it certainly helps that Rambo, RoboCop, and the Terminator
God.
are all in the game. So there's that.
It does.
Yeah.
They have Spawn. They have Spawn.
Oh, and Spawn.
Guys,
yes.
they have the 1990s movie outfits as skins. All right.
Oh, yes. I would love. I love playing Raiden already. I would love to
Yeah.
play him as Christopher Lambert. That is just so good.
Wow.
I mean, at this point, Mortal Kombat is if they don't stop, they're gonna be bigger in terms of Smash. They're gonna be bigger than Smash in terms of roster guests.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if there's an action movie hero, he's probably going to be in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Why is
All right. Moving on, guys. Moving on.
Yeah.
Best family. It's got to be Animal Crossing, right?
Animal
Crash
Crossing.
Bandicoot.
Animal
Any
Crossing.
day.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Crash
Absolutely
Bandicoot
Animal
4. I
Crossing.
mean, I don't play with my cousin and give him the controller anymore, so that's out of the question. All right. No,
Like,
Animal
these
Crossing.
are-
It's got to be.
No other game captured the world by storm compared to these games as far as this category is concerned. Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
It has to be Animal
I
Crossing.
agree. All right. Best sim strategy.
These should be
Flight
separate.
Simulator just for the hype.
This should be separate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think-
Sim and strategy, right? Like,
I-
why
yeah.
are they
Hmm.
why are they the same thing?
Because
Not
you
good.
don't.
These are
That's not-
Oh my god.
like you're comparing apples to oranges here. How is
Yeah.
How could you compare Flight Simulator to
Crusader Kings.
Desperados? You know what I mean?
Or Crusader Kings 3.
And I would make the argument that Flight Sim, the Flight Sim game should be out, and Wasteland should be in this list as well. It's an RPG, but it has so many strategy elements like XCOM. You know, like why isn't that here? You know. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Discredited the entire category. Best sports racing. Okay, this one I can.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, it's Tony Hawk.
It's Tony Hawk. They rebuilt the game from the actual source code and created something amazing. Should be Tony Hawk.
Oh, here
best
we go.
multiplayer?
This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one.
Best multiplayer. I wouldn't. Not okay. I never played Animal Crossing, but what I've heard, honestly, it's kind of
A wonky multiplayer system.
yeah. Getting into another person's island is kind of like, what else do you do there? You spend time together. The only reason, that's it.
It's more of social interaction, really. At the time,
but
we
it's not-
were
But that's it.
lockdown.
I can have social interaction for a video call or something else.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna say something real quick. All right. The experience you get from Among Us, while fun, is more trouble than it's worth.
Yes.
So that for me removes it. I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Fall Guys because I didn't mind. I didn't mind repeatedly going into a lobby in Fall Guys, but in Among Us, it gets so tense and so frustrating.
Also,
that
Valorant.
I would rather debate someone in a college class than go through that again.
Oh my God, we have to play.
See,
I would say Valorant has a good chance of winning it, but he's up against Among Us and Fall Guys, so yeah, it's pretty hard. Even Warzone still has a chance, but I think it might have a better chance than Valorant. I don't know, but
Anything
For
but
me,
Valorant.
it's my 2 cents.
I got another one. Sorry. So for me, mainly, since multiplayer gameplay and design is part of it, Valorant and Call of Duty, as much as they've iterated on their genres, Fall Guys recreated sort of a genre, right? The battle royale plus the fact that it's a Wipeout style game. Where Wipeout the game
It's
failed.
Takeshi's Castle,
Fall
the
Guys,
3D game.
Right? Where Wipeout the game failed, Fall Guys rose in its ashes and decided to blow them away, and and recreate the definition. So yeah.
For me, if Among Us was released this year, then yes. But so it's because it's not. It goes to Fall Guys.
yeah.
All right. Content Creator of the Year. I only really know Tim the Tatman and Alana Pierce. Alana Pierce because of IGN.
I have something to say.
Okay,
Yeah, go.
About this. I believe Valkyrae should win because I've been following her ever since she joined the Thieves, but then
I'm sure you have.
her story is just crazy. Her story is crazy, from being a GameSpot employee to actually being the most I think it's the most popular female streamer in all platforms, and she's currently under YouTube, by the way. That's crazy, and I think she deserves it because she really worked hard for it. She's being, and she's a very genuine person. I mean, like Tim is also the same thing. So toss up between the two, I would personally prefer Valkyrae.
Okay, for me.
Oh, she's Filipino? Okay.
Yes,
Filipino.
she's half. She's half.
Excellent.
Proud.
No, not really. No, it's not that. No, let's not
all right. Don't worry
go
about it.
into that.
Right. So for me,
Anyway.
the only two people here I know is Tim and Alana Pierce. The thing is, the category for me is a problem. It's like the whole sim strategy thing. This should be separate. These should be because here I remember some other YouTubers talking about this. A streamer is kind of different from a content creator.
Yeah,
She's very different.
I get that it's first. I mean, if you look at the category description, for a streamer or content creator, no, I think that should be two things because you can't compare Alana's work to Tim's because they're good in their own right.
Yeah,
Alana,
absolutely
probably
right,
streams, but she's more of a content creator. I know Tim the Tatman has like his YouTube channel, but it's not really content creation. He's streaming.
I mean, no, actually, DZ, if I may, Like,
Go.
I think content creation is the wrong word because everything is content being created, right?
Yeah,
So,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe there
It's
would
too
be a better
broad.
word for it.
Yeah, it should be a better word for Alana's type of content creator, and then Tim's
Yeah.
type of content creator is obviously a
We-
streamer. So
you know,
it should be,
I just
be
feel
more
bad.
specific.
I just really feel bad that we can't use a thing called online performer, because that also has its a connotation in a
Swiftly
certain category in the internet
God.
that we can't really talk about in this show. So yeah, we can't use online performer.
It's funny because like the big problem we have with this category is it's too broad, and you suggest an even broader term that has.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Like,
That's even
why?
worse.
Ow.
You know. Anyway, next category.
but that- yeah.
please.
We could save that for the quitties. All right? We'll come up with our own categories. All right, best debut game.
Phasmo.
Phasmo.
It's probably
Phasmo.
Phasmo.
I've never played the other games, so I wouldn't know.
Like,
Phasmo.
Yeah,
I would love
I've
for
seen-
Mortal Shell to win, but it's.
I don't have the
Phasmo.
game. I watch my friends. Phasmo's
So-
good.
category wise, I find this awkward. Because it's pretty much just saying this wasn't good enough to be game of the year, but these are studios that made their first game, so who had the best first game,
Oh, yes.
right? So, but if you reframe it to think of it as kind of like the Rookie of the Year award,
Yeah.
it's not
That would
as
be good.
bad, but it's still strange for me
Yeah.
personally. It's kind of strange.
Or breakthrough game of the year or something like that.
Something, yeah,
Well,
right?
I mean,
Breakout
don't
game
see-
of the year or something like that.
Like, I really don't see what's wrong with it. Like,
Mhm.
I like Harold. What's your concern exactly with this
I think
specific?
just the wording
The
of
wording.
it, you know, like debut game.
Like the so basically the first sorry the best game that came out from a new developer. Like, is there what's wrong with that?
No, it's not the category itself. It's more of like debut game sounds off for me. Like
Maybe breakthrough game?
yeah, maybe breakthrough game, like just something that doesn't make it sound like the best of the worst, kind of like, or the best of the new.
Oh, I don't think that's. I honestly don't feel that way. Like it's
Okay.
it's like personally, I just feel they're addressing the fact that we have new developers here, and we want to. Like the fact that they're on this category in the first place is a good thing if you think about it. You know.
Okay, maybe it's just
So,
the
yeah.
branding for me. Rising Star sounds cheesy, but I like it.
Rising Star.
No, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. It's really just the branding for me. I like the category. Don't get, it's not the category I have a problem with. It's really
Yeah.
just the way it's phrased, I guess. But
Yeah.
you know, maybe it'll grow on me. I like the award.
Butters
itself.
is also in
Don't
chat.
get me-
He does the hard
Hey,
stuff.
Butters.
Hey, what's
Butters.
up, buddy? All right. Best esports athlete. This is so subjective.
I'm gonna
Like,
skip
you
Subjective.
can't have
people.
one.
I don't.
You can't. Oh, it's
I
like
don't
male
know
athlete
any
the
of them.
year. It's not.
And
Me
like,
either.
they're all carries or operators.
No, like here's the thing, guys. It's the same issue I have with male athlete of the year for ESPN's ESPYs. You can't really compare different sports. You know,
that
like
too. Yeah.
for performance. If it's like impact on culture or something, that's different. But if you're talking about like who worked the hardest and had the most, had the most impact, that's weird in their
Yeah.
sport. 'Cause,
Exactly.
like, it's just weird. If you guys have a thought on this, aside from me trying to discredit it a little bit.
No. I'm with you there. I don't.
I agree.
don't
It's just a weird
know
category.
what to make of this. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a good thought. Just don't add this next time,
I mean,
right?
the esports categories in general just kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
It's a lot fairer though if like they went to specific categories of esports, because each person,
Yeah.
they played. Some are FPS pros, some are
that might be better.
RTS pros, some are FGC pros, right?
That might be better.
Yeah.
So
That might be
right,
And
that would be better, I guess,
But-
and it should be more central. Not, you can't generalize esports athletes because every other game that is an esport now is different from the other.
Yeah.
I don't think a Hearthstone pro can probably reach, I don't know, like destroy Astralis in a CS:GO match. So
Right. Yeah.
can't compare.
And that's the other thing too. Like, I'm trying to see this from a person, from the perspective of a person who's engaged in esports, right?
Maybe.
I'm going to speak for the rest of us and assume that we don't necessarily follow the esports scene, like all of us here. But if we did, we'd follow one or two maybe specific esports. let's say I get into League of Legends, I guess that disqualifies the other 3. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense to me. So
it becomes even more of a popularity contest than it already is.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're dividing the people who are voting. I mean, I get it. It's outstanding performance and conduct. Those are again 2 different things. It's a weird category.
Really weird.
I just wish they broke it down more. I think is the main thing here. Yeah.
Agreed.
It's the same thing with the content creator, right? Like they deserve to be recognized, but they deserve to be recognized in the right way, I guess is what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
All right, esports coach again, same thing. I don't think we could really compare all these guys, but
You don't really need it.
Esports event.
Best esports event. It's a
all these
pandemic,
events-
dude.
Yeah, can I just say all these events deserve credit for running during 2020. Like a lot of these events, like the Overwatch League, like doing on ground activations, but they were forced to do it online, which isn't out of their wheelhouse, but it's still a feat to do it during this pandemic. A lot of them, I linked you guys to like a green screen situation that was happening with one of the tournaments, and it's really impressive what a lot of these companies have done with production. So yeah, all of these for me.
If we're talking production, I think the League of Legends, the Worlds should probably get it. That's it.
Excellent. Okay.
But then it's kind of hard to tell because I can't really attend these things. Plus, they're it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Can't judge it from just that, right?
Yeah. And here's another thing: best esports game.
Oh God!
Come on!
Well, come on!
Such a divisive. These are all divisive. Esports hosts.
Okay, now I'm starting to
again.
see a trend. It's more of a way for these nominees to promote the TGAs. Really, by nominating them, you're getting your fans who have never heard of TGA to actually tune in and also vote for the other categories. Because if you're putting something like coach, player, and host, come on.
Team.
Next thing you know,
Team
manager.
team. Well, coach and manager are almost
Best
the
janitor.
same. Right?
All right. Well, circling back, guys, to the whole video game awards that are happening in a couple of days.
Yeah.
The game awards, TGA.
Tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Technically today for us. Well, yeah. So, interesting. Yeah. Good stuff. Always great to recognize talent. Hopefully, it's done the right way.
Yeah.
Just not weird categories. But
that's
overall,
one of the big takeaways, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But overall, right? Like
Before we do move on, we just have to mention about the player's voice winner because it was already announced. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Please do.
So the winner, surprising to no surprise, is Ghost of Tsushima. It won after 3 rounds of voting this year, and it's the definite winner. So yeah,
Interesting.
congratulations
Okay.
to Sucker Punch. Good
Yeah.
job, guys. Yeah.
Excellent.
The fans loved it. It's just good job.
All right, guys. I'm excited to see the results for the Game Awards 2020. I'm sure everyone at home is waiting with bated breath. But for now, we're gonna end the show on a high note, or a confused note, because Oscar Isaac, the chameleon himself, will be playing Solid Snake. Yes, that Solid Snake in the upcoming Metal Gear Solid production. It's a movie. So Elgin has voiced his displeasure on Discord earlier this week as a casting.
See, here, like my thing is, while I don't necessarily like it, he might do a good performance. Like a lot of people didn't care for Heath Ledger to be the Joker or Michael Keaton to be Batman, but they knocked it out of the park when they did the roles. So.
Yeah.
I'll reserve judgment for when the movie comes out, but like, man, I see Poe Dameron, not Solid Snake. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Poe. Hey, Poe.
Also, that's who I was trying to figure who is this guy behind all this
Star
hair?
Wars guy.
Yeah, I know.
Poe
I couldn't
Dameron,
put my
Apocalypse.
finger on who is this guy.
What was the other movie? Ex Machina? Is that what it's called?
I'm not familiar.
Was he an Ex Machina?
I haven't even watched
I don't
Ex Machina.
remember.
I should probably watch that.
It was with Alicia Vikander. Yeah, Ex Machina. He was bald there, so
I was
chameleon,
talking to,
guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was talking to Harold and Diego about this, actually, Elgin. You weren't there yet. So I was giving an idea of how my pick, if they gave me a chance to pick, I wouldn't pick Oscar Isaac. I would pick someone like Sam Worthington from Clash of Titans. And forget the sequel, Wrath. Was it Wrath? But yeah.
He's also Jexuli.
The Terminator, dude. Dude, he's perfect fit, man. He has a
Avatar.
Grizzled look. Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. It would make good.
Jexuli.
Yeah, see,
Jexuli.
look, that looks more like Solid Snake for me than Oscar Isaac. But then again, Oscar Isaac, you're it's like Jared Leto. Some people believe that he's a bad actor. Some people believe he's a good actor because he can adjust in practically every role that he did, aside from Joker. So yeah, there's that.
I mean, if we're talking about Oscar Isaac being a chameleon, which a Solid Snake has had to be with his stealth.
Yeah.
You need look further than his other roles, like Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yes.
Yeah. Or his Ex Machina character, who look, like you could not recognize him. See,
he looks like
him.
He's a chameleon.
Dude, some chameleon actors like Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm sorry, Mick, you mispronounced it. It's supposed to be chameleon.
Chameleon, like Joaquin Phoenix. Dude, crazy. That guy really transforms for every role he does.
Like a robot in disguise. All right, guys. We're ending the show here. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned into today's supersized episode of GameByte. We're going to end. Let's end here. All right. Thank you to all our most recent followers like Caramel Mel, Tet the One True God, Toxic Draven, Down with Fun, Booty Night, Satan _ the Devil, 60-Minute GG, it's your boy Byron, and Nickeloctopus. And a big shout out to our buddy Renzosaurus for giving us a couple of cups of coffee with his $3 donation. Thank you so much, buddy. Who wants to read out the subs? Like our top 2 Kings of the Court.
Anyone?
Spit my eyes enough. Oh wait, that was right below us. Okay, subs, right?
Good
All
job.
right, I got it. All right, so according to this chart, it's Baran Sisu who's still on top as 26 subs. Also followed by, technically it's also the top. Human Panda, who just did the sub today, so it's also 26. So 2 top spots. Nemo King of Boo, and on the third or second, if you will, with 25. Followed by Meekopi, Nerf Diva, Sensei Humor, can't say Humor, the notorious KGM, Iron Hacker Stream, some dude named InstaDZ, Neo Gear, Shillfox, Denunci, Wisais, King Tiger 105, now New Official, Zeffy Buns, The Fury Bot, Renzosaurus, Trandrew, and Maddox 019.
Yeah. Where'd Harold go?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Oh, there he is.
And thank you very much to the subs, but of course we gotta say thank you to the people who have been giving us bits. Yeah, isn't that right, Harold?
Sure. Go for it.
All right. So Quit Stalling would like to thank these people who have donated to us and given us more cups of coffee, as what Harold would say. So thank you to Nerf Diva, who's still sitting at the top spot with 5,450 bits. Sorry, 5,450 bits, because if I say 5,450, not a lot of people will get it.
It's like Tree Pity.
Followed by Tree Pity.
Tree Pity.
Followed by Nope _ plays at second place, Neo Gear. Some dude named Elder Jin, I'm not familiar with him. Mikhail Roldan, Oriz 27, Bimo King of Oo, Meekopi. If not now, Gwen, Mershi, Gamako, Hue _ InstaDZ, Pimple Perp Drank, Tita Gaming's Iron Hammer Stream, The Real _ VJ Dato 21, Kebu TV _ Arcanthiel, and Lisa Is. Thank you very much for your bits.
All right, thank you guys so much, and don't forget to use those emotes if you subscribe to us.
Yeah.
The Wancho Fist reigning supreme, followed by the Herald Low, the Sensei, DZ Emoji, and where's Mix? Where's the Mick toss? Oh, right below.
Oh, I'm
DZ
eighth.
Emoji.
I'm eighth. I'm the last one from the actual,
Come on, guys.
Oh no,
Keep
it's
it going.
DGS.
When does Elgin get an emote?
Oh god.
Oh, that's a very good
we're not
question. We
asking
do
that.
have a spot or two.
We can call it Belgian Elgin.
Belgian.
Dude,
Okay,
no.
I need the rationale for that.
It's a high school thing, I think.
It was just because the two words went together, but yeah, we can do something else with that.
Maybe
All right.
Belgian Elgin. I don't
The
know.
Belgian.
Oh, speaking of, I gotta watch
Or
Project Riggins.
good
All right,
English
guys.
Elgin. And he's like,
Yeah.
good English.
Good English Elgin.
Well, if you want to
That's
see
too
more
long.
of Elgin's good English, you guys could follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/quitstallingus, or on Twitter @quitstallingus. You can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon. You can follow us here on Twitch, twitch.tv/quitstalling, or on Instagram @quitstalling. You can check out the GameByte podcast and, of course, the Quitstalling Geekcast on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and so much more. Mick, where can people at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
When I'm not on GameByte, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram @TheFuryBot. You can also find me at twitch.tv/BitterFeud from time to time, where I, along with Waterjellin, who's on the chat, I don't know if he's still there, and a few other friends play EDH. And you'll probably hear us banter and listen to 90s music like the Venga Boys. So that's twitch.tv/BitterFeud. See you guys there. And of course, I'm here. I'm here in GameByte every, not every Wednesday night, but yeah, Wednesday nights, 9:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 or 6:30 a.m. California time. Only here on twitch.tv/quitstalling. What about you, good English Elgin? Where can the folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte?
When I'm not on GameByte, you can find me in one place, and that's twitch.tv/eldergin. I used to be stream frequently, but now I'm kind of on a bit of a hiatus since I've been looking for jobs recently. So yeah, on the off chance that you happen to be on Twitch and you see me on there, you'll find me on twitch.tv/eldergin. InstaDZ, where can the folks at home find you, my guy?
Thanks, good Elgin English.
Definitely not good English, DZ.
Good English Elgin.
You guys can find me on. I'm just streaming a lot more regularly nowadays. So yeah, you guys can find me again on twitch.tv/InstaDZ, INSTADEEZEE. Also posting more shit on Instagram. That's @InstaDZ as well. Also, lastly, if you guys want to check out my first, I don't even know if it's short, whatever. You want to see my latest short film that just got released, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/EasyDiego. The Road to 140. How about you, Harold? Why don't you sign us off to where the folks can find you? Where the folks can find you?
Where the good English can find you.
Where the English folks can find you.
Where
The
the
folks can
English
find
folks
you.
can find you.
Po. You have to say po at the end there.
Y'all can catch me at Herald Plays. That's HERALDPLAYS. You better RESPECT that handle and send a DM to me. Guys, that's it for GameByte. Alright, find me on Twitter and Instagram. That's it for GameByte. For my three co-hosts, actually our fourth, Meekopi, somewhere out there. We know you're out there, somewhere out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week for the beginnings of our holiday specials. Very soon we'll be having our World of Warcraft-centric episode featuring Furan Sishu and maybe the Sensei of Humor. We'll have to wait and see. But till then, guys, get off your butts and quit stalling. Bye, everybody. Bye. Check out Sasha Gray.